Hi, good evening, everyone. Once again, we are back with yet another fabulous interview with Moushmi Achari. And let me introduce her. Hi, how are you, Moushmi?
I'm fine, thank you. A very good afternoon to you too.
Yeah, thank you so much. And you're looking fabulous today, Moushmi,
Thank you, thank
as
you.
always. She's always glowing and, she's always positive. And I know her for a very long time, but she's been very busy in her schedule and it was very difficult to get her appointment as well. But today she's taken out the time for us and she's going to empower our audience. She's going to basically a lot to learn for students. So students, whoever is watching right now, please, have notepad and pens ready because she has a lot of inputs to give you. Moushmi is a human potential trainer and she's a mind power expert and specialist in behavioral skills. She's very passionate about enthusiast resource person as a rich experience of more than 24 years in corporates, and she's worked with 17 to 18 brands, and some of the name to few is Tata's and Forbes and Reliance and many. You can check her profile on the website. She has mentioned all the details there. Once again, she has credentials of working with Rice Academy. So Jack Canfield is one of the success author. Presently is a motivational speaker, and she's got a international certification from him. While connecting to Moushmi, I had a thought that, what kind of questions I'll ask her because she has so many things in her. Basically, she's a human power, motivational speaker. She's a human potential expert. She's a behavioral skill expert. She's a soft skill trainer. She has many credentials with her. So basically, I had a lot of confusion, like what kind of questions I'll ask her. But, till today, I have narrowed down some couple of questions for her, and she has a lot to share as well. Correct, Moushmi?
I try my best. They get benefited out of my speech.
Correct. So let me start asking you this question, Moushmi. What was your biggest intention behind starting this career?
Yeah, okay. Earlier when I was in the Tatas, I have worked with the Tatas for 17 long years. It was a company called CMC Limited and it was owned by the Tatas. It was a sister concern, we can. So I was always in the education training department over there. And it was really fun when we met the youth. And it was always fun talking with them, interacting with them, and seeing how they grow from whatever basics that they have come and when they get the jobs or how they move out and stuff like that. So it was a very nice journey for not only the students but also for the faculties like us, the trainers we can say like us. So that gave me a good intention that yes, okay, fine, we can help people to maybe empower themselves in life so that whatever they have decided to do in their life, it can be any job, it can be a startup, it can be they want to become entrepreneurs, they want to simply run an NGO. There are a variety of ideas which the today's youth is carrying. So it is just that how can we empower them so that whatever they have in their head, it comes to reality, or not to even that, how to put it in words, basically, whatever you are thinking. So this was my basic intention, that help people remove their limiting beliefs if they have any limiting beliefs.
Okay.
That this maybe I'm not too good for this, or maybe my English is a hindrance. So there are many limiting beliefs which people have. So my intention was, how can my soft skills or life skills knowledge help people to break these kinds of limiting beliefs and look out for whatever their horizons are or whatever they want to do in their life. So that was the major intention.
Okay, we all understand beliefs. Like basically, my beliefs is something which is, we can call it as manyatas. But what are limiting beliefs?
Limiting beliefs is something which stops you from doing a particular thing. Like for example, I want to go for an interview. I want to attend an interview, and the interview is in an MNC. So English is necessary, of course, at that particular time. You cannot go there and you cannot give an interview in Hindi or Marathi or any your other language. So limiting belief is my English is not good. So I don't think so that I would not be able to go in that MNC and clear that particular interview.
Correct.
So it is my belief that I may not be able to do so, whereas the professor or the teacher or the trainer thinks that no, you are quite enough. Okay, you are good, you are technically sharp, you have many other different skill sets which can pull you over there. So,
Okay.
or pull you through that particular interview. English is just a part, and we have trained you enough. You just have to go with the belief that yes, you will be able to put it in words, and that should be okay. So
Okay.
here it becomes a limiting belief for this individual where he's not even appearing for that interview. Okay, I don't think so. I'm okay for this post. Whereas he must be the best person for that particular post because he's technically very sharp. So this is a limiting belief.
Right. Very good. Basically, I mean, it's something which is on a different scale altogether. A lot of people have this kind of beliefs,
Yeah.
right? And especially limiting beliefs, as you've mentioned clearly, that a lot of people are scared to give
Correct.
interviews and they are very, feel shy, or they feel that the language is something which is very important, but they are not able to do that. And they make this kind of things, presume basically this kind of things before the main act. So moving on to the next question, Moushmi,
Yeah.
can you share some comments over women empowerment and entrepreneurship?
Yes. Okay. I started maybe 10 years back, we can say, and it was a different and a very difficult decision for me because even I had to leave my job at Tata's. So being there for 17 long years and starting on my own, it was a completely different ball game for me altogether.
That's correct.
So that was going to be hard, but yeah, but somehow I mitigated those risk factors which were there, or even I thought about, okay, what are the kind of risk factors that I have and how I should be going one by one, how I can cater to them. Basically, as if you say that if you want to start a business, understand what is your, how are you going to invest in that? What is your risk factor in that? What is the SWOT analysis? Does the market need this kind of individuals or this kind of material that I am giving? So is the demand supply correct? So there are so many aspects. If you work on that, I think that should not be a trouble. You can simply start on your own. And of course, the authenticity and the honesty in what you deliver is, I feel, the major baseline. Be it a man, be it a woman, the honesty with which you are giving, not only 100%, but if they are paying you for something, or if you are doing a particular job, even without a payment for an NGO, your honesty of giving that job 150% is what is expected out of you. So
Definitely.
I believe for any business that will take you ahead, and the word of mouth is what actually helps more than the marketing. Also, is what I feel.
That's completely true, and good that you throw the light on planning and executing, and basically the main intention behind doing that kind of business should be honesty. That is something,
Yes, of course. Honestly, that the customer should have a trust factor in you. That yes, if I give this job to this person, it is going to be 150% true. Secondly, it will be done perfectly well. And of course, my outcomes are going to be this, and I'm going to benefit out of this particular activity from this individual. So the trust and honesty will take you ahead in life.
So trust and honesty is something that is valuably shared by Moushmi, and she's stressing on this term of trust and honesty because these are two basic fundamentals, as she mentioned, and basically these are the two fundamentals has given her a lot of inputs as well in her business. Am I correct, Moushmi? Because of which you were able to take
yes.
kind
And
of
for
decisions.
women, if you say, sorry, Atul. If for women, if you say particularly, I am a kind of woman who normally balances my work-life balance is always there. So as a mother, as a wife, or whatever, so I see to it that because it is not only the career which will take you ahead, but it is these people who support you during this growth. If you take them along with you when you are growing, then that fun is completely different. So yes, if you have if whatever your family you have, your friends you have, relatives you have, if you take them along with you in this complete travel, the fun is much more better. That's what I felt throughout my journey. Experiences can be different for different people.
Correct. As you rightly mentioned, that the whole community should support you when you are into this process of doing things.
Totally.
That's very good. Very valid point. She's mentioned that whenever you start your business, the most important aspect is that you have to understand that grow along, get together, collaborate, and then start. Okay, and which
Totally.
will help you emotionally at the back as well, and you will be able to deliver much more better. I mean, that is a point that you
Totally.
have to make. Perfect. Moving on to the next question is what motivates you in life, and what motivates you to keep going in life?
Yeah, motivation is a completely different term altogether, because sometimes you get that motivation. When I was a college going person,
Mm-hmm.
chicken soup was the motivation. Chicken Soup for the Soul. That's the book by Jack Canfield,
Jack
which
can.
I met him last year. And it was a really good event that I met him over there. He actually saw the book and he was very happy. Such an old copy you have. So that book, particular Chicken Soup for the Soul, or Dale Carnegie's book, Stop Worrying and Start Living. That there's no point in worrying about anything. You take the steps and you keep on moving. Somewhere or other, you will reach. So
Correct.
these were my motivation books, which I used to always carry and I used to learn from.
Mm-hmm.
After a certain period of time, when you grow, as you mature, and you find out that the books or these talks will help you up to a particular limit.
Mm-hmm.
The motivation for us should come from inside only. It should be internal motivation. It should not be continuously pepped from outside. That okay, you take that motivational injection, or you read, or you particularly listen to someone, you get motivated and you move ahead. No. So I believe if you love your work, whatever you are doing, then that motivation is sure there. Then you get up at 3 o'clock, you go at 4 o'clock, you travel. Like last week, I went to Mumbai for a particular batch at Mahindra Vehicles. So of course I left because the batch was at 7:30, 8 o'clock. I left Pune by 4 o'clock itself. Getting up at 3, getting ready, and then at 4 o'clock you leave Pune. By 7 o'clock you reach there and you conduct a whole day batch. Next day also you conduct another batch. It is sheer motivation only which is going to guide you through this. Otherwise, anyone would like to actually sleep during that time. But motivation and the passion for your particular work, if you like that particular job, then nothing can stop you from reaching that goal. That's my funda as you mature. Earlier, as I said, when I was young, books, self-help books, they really help you to sail through that particular period also.
Okay.
Yes, Atul.
That's pretty good. I mean, motivation is something which is highly important. As she rightly said, that you should be passionate about doing things, and once you're passionate about it, then either you get up at any time possible, but you're ready to deliver at any point in time because you're so passionate about what you do. So Moushmi rightly said that she's passionate about training and teaching and consulting and coaching, and for it can go to any extent because she's highly motivated at that level. Correct, Moushmi?
Yes, of course. I love training. Many a times I feel that even at 2 o'clock also, if sometimes something happens and if I get up, I think I'll start training at that time also.
Excellent.
It's actually shared with me so much now.
It's so wonderful to know this. Yeah, and she's actually doing a noble cause also, guys, because see, training and consulting is a forum in which connectivity is very important. And as she's well known in terms of connecting with people, and she's been training for so many years and so much of experience she has. And I mean, that kind of motivation will drive her to take things beyond as well. So, and how can someone get motivated, Moushmi? And like, what kind of suggestions do you give to the students who are young now, and probably they are in the last year of graduation, or they've completed the graduation and then just started working? So, what kind of motivation they can come up with?
Correct. My suggestion is once they have done their graduation, means they have found their field at least. Without that, they wouldn't have pursued that particular degree at all. For some, of course, it may be a bit different because sometimes parents or relatives also let them pursue that particular degree. But while doing so, I just want to tell them that you try to find out what you love doing. But it's not just the love, you also have to find out, okay, for supporting my family or my parents, it's not just about, okay, what am I doing? And then I'll be just landing somewhere. No. Try to find out that there should be a midway between what your passion is, what your hobby is, what you love doing, and of course, is it going to make a bit of money for me? Okay. So you kind of have this criteria particularly about what I love doing. You have to ask that question first. So because see, once you love something, you don't need a vacation. Your vocation becomes your vacation. That is one amazing sentence by my guru, Sudhir Parekh. And he always says that make your vocation so lively and so amazing that you love it, that itself becomes a vacation. You don't need a different vacation altogether to come out of it. So even if it is day, night, you are working into it, you will never feel that you are tired. So because see, I myself, I'm a vibrant person, and I like what you can say, deliver trainings in this particular manner only, be it 8 hours training or a 10 hours training. Why? Because this comes from inside, and I have to do this, I have to deliver it. People should get benefited out of this particular activity that we are doing, and I think that provides you the motivation. Yes, Atulji.
Perfect. I mean, excellent. I mean, beautiful way that you have put across this is, you should be highly motivated from inside. And one of the best things that you said is, your vocation should become your vacation. That's pretty touching.
Totally.
Moving on to the next question. So what do you think, Moushmi, education as an industry, what are your views on those in terms of entrepreneurship, basically?
Okay. Education as an industry, yes, there are nowadays these MBA courses and all, they provide a lot of information on how to start your own business, or how to, if you want to become an entrepreneur, how can you do that? Like when we were young, we had to actually figure out everything on our own. But nowadays in the college itself, maybe where we have visited, the PGPM kind of colleges or MBA colleges, they themselves tell the candidates of what all things that they can take care when they are starting a particular business. Like, as I said, what are the risk factors? What is your SWOT analysis? Like, what are your strengths, that business strengths, weakness, your weakness and the business weakness? What are the opportunities you are going to get in the market? And while doing this, what are the threats you are going to face? Like, are the threats, of course, and the opportunities are from outside, but the strengths and weaknesses are from inside. So you have to not only work from internal position, that am I able to sustain in this market? This is the kind of pressure the market is going to build from the opportunities and from the threats both ways. How am I able to handle this particular risk factor? How am I able to handle this physically, mentally, monetarily? So these are all some criteria which I feel you should study much before you are entering the particular business. What if it goes wrong? What is my plan B? So these are some important aspects which I feel a person should study first before entering into any particular business. Also, as I said, it is not only alone that we do this. How is your family going to be connected to this particular thing? So are they supporting? If they are not supporting, that's also okay. You can still start on your own because you are quite young. But if they are not supporting, then where do I get my support from? It can be monetary support, it can be a mental support, psychological support, or even a physical support, that okay, sometimes your parents do a lot for you, even if you are working hard on something. So particularly you have to find out what is my family support at that time. Am I able to travel? So there are many aspects. You can actually make a particular sheet like a thing and ask many questions to yourself whether I can do these things, and then only I can start. Risk factor major in the monetary way. The person has to think, where is the money going to come from? How am I going to develop my money bank? How am I going to repay things? Where is it that the networking is going to come from? So there are many aspects to this one particular aspect of entrepreneurship. And a person has to think on this first and then move ahead. That's what I feel.
Excellent and beautiful.
That should make them successful, basically. It's nothing hard as such.
Yeah, so basically Moushmi's direction is that think from all directions before you do anything like that, right? Basically, we get different answers from different guests. Last time we had a guest who was talking about going all out, just be you, and if you're passionate about things, we'll work on and all that thing. And when Moushmi is telling us about these things, which are planning, executing, thinking from different angles, all this is very necessary when it comes to business, guys. So launching a business,
planning, organizing, leading, and then further controlling also.
Correct.
Yes, management formula which I follow and which has helped me a lot. So I don't say don't take a risk. Take the risk, but it should be a calculated one. Because if you fail, then that should not become your setback.
That's
if
true,
you fail, also you should have a plan B. If you fail, that's fine. You should still be motivated to move ahead. And major is, because your study is done, major 80% of the time you will not fail also. So you get that intention that, okay, even if it is one step at a time, I'm ready to move ahead.
Beautifully quoted, Moushmi. Beautifully quoted. Very important. Every perspective is different in business. You never know what kind of challenges might come up. And if you have a plan B ready with you, then basically it will help you to execute. And basically you can handle challenges much more better if you're prepared.
Very necessary. In business, always necessary.
So when we say that, business karna आसान है, but business निभाना बहुत मुश्किल, right? So business निभाना is something that you should be considering yourself to do. Excellent, Moushmi.
As Henry Ford normally says, no, you become successful once. That is okay. That's easy. To keep that success going for years together, it's really very hard. So if you want to maintain that kind of relationship in the market with the people or your customers, then I think, yes, you have to study on your own self first and then go ahead.
Excellent, Moushmi. Thank you for this input as well. Let's move on. So what things to keep in mind before anybody starts his own venture, like especially women? I know you've answered this question in bits and pieces before, but still on a specific basis, like since you are a woman and you are already taking care of your family, taking care of your business, venturing into something new, trying new stuff as well. And in those directions, like what kind of guidance and things that you can give to women basically, and what kind of things to keep in mind before they start, especially women, before they start their venture, what are the things that they should keep in mind?
Of course, as I said, they have to first understand what is the business that they're going to do and how it is going to suit their personality. So as I believe, it is not only the business that they're going to think about, it is about how they are going to work on that. How is your family supporting it? How are your relatives? I'm not saying about the extended circle, but how is it that they're going to take it ahead? What is the kind of networking, or where is this networking going to come from? So are there HR groups? Are there different training groups? Or as my example, I'm giving, but if you're trying about something a completely different field altogether, find out where can I venture out, where can I network with people, where I can say hi, hello to people, where I can build relations with people, professional ones of course, and how I can make the best out of it. While doing so, it is not always taking from the society. You have to give back to the society. Like for example, of course, when I do trainings, I do many trainings for the NGOs also. I do trainings for students who are interested for their cracking interviews and getting jobs, or maybe for their resume building, or how to enhance their personality. So there are many students from NGOs who do not have the kind of monetary power where they can invest in such kind of courses. So many a times I give these trainings to NGOs or to these candidates where they can sustain. So for example, there is a nurses bureau which I give this training. There is another Seva Sadan or something, this NGO, where I help the students enhance their qualities before going for interviews. Those are engineers, CAs and higher education which they have taken. So these are some methodologies where you are not only taking from the networking of the society, but you're giving back in some other way where people are also benefiting and sufficing from whatever you are delivering. Third is, of course, as I said, the risk factor that you have to be very careful, not only about the business, but the people whom you meet, where you're going, how you're going, which kind of people you are meeting. If you're meeting these people, then whom in the house should know whom you are meeting today? What time? What is your curriculum? Where do you drop this message in the house and you go meet newer people? You don't know how the market is also. But at the same time, which people I have met have always been very, very positive and very, very helpful. So go out with that intention that yes, I want to meet all people who are helpful, who are proper, and who are going to help me with my business side. But at the same time, being a lady, just take 1 or 2%. You should have that, what you can say, the sixth sense which normally ladies have, the women have. So that we have to take care. And above all, as I said, take your family along. And of course, do the SWOT analysis that will help you. Where are you standing for this particular business? I think these basic things should help a person, and that's it.
Perfect, man. And she's rightly stated that, things which are important for you, get hold of all this. And basically, women are blessed with the sixth sense, which, men would be lacking in it. But, women has a kind of a sense in them. They can actually sense things, much more ahead of things, and which is and they can actually make use of this thing in their business when they venture it out.
Totally.
Excellent, Moushmi. And another question is, so how can you connect with you on social media? Where we can
I'm
connect
there on
with you?
LinkedIn. Yes, I'm there on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
And of course, that's one major professional platform that I majorly believe in. So
Okay.
that is there. And second is my website. That is www.moushmiachari.com. That is my website. And and third is my phone number. That is 766313 462.
Excellent. It was. It
So
was. It was. Thank
this
you so much, Moushmi. The kind of information you gave was phenomenal. I'm 100% sure that the audience who's going to watch this and who are already watching it are going to be thrilled with the kind of input she's given. In case you need to contact Moushmi regarding training programs or regarding anything related to corporate trainings, soft skills, or related to mind power, human potential, you can contact on these numbers and go on the website, check it out. Uh, you can log into her contact details as well. There, you can fill up the forms, and she will get all the information. You can mail her as well, and just check on her dates because she's very busy woman, I know, because to get her appointment it was difficult for me. So contact the information and get in touch with her if you have anything. And thank you, Moushmi, for giving us the inputs. I'm sure that the students who are watching this are going to be really amazed with the fact that things when they start the business, what kind of things they should keep in mind and how they can proceed to have a flourishing career. Thank you so much, Moushmi. It was wonderful.
Thank you, Atulji. Thank you for this opportunity to speak and, of course, share my ideas. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye, Moushmi.
Bye-bye. Bye.